and welcome everybody to the next episode of the Sheroes. In this episode, we'll be talking to one of our great leaders who heads up the customer engagement team. It said it's no longer enough to satisfy your customers, you need to delight them, and delight them she does. So welcome to the show, Priya, Dinakaran.
Yeah.
We look forward to this chat with you.
Thank you, Soumya.
If you're ready, we can jump into our questions for today.
Yes.
The first question actually I want to talk to you, or actually have our audience also be part of this, is how would you describe your leadership style, and how is it different from your male counterparts?
Yes, my leadership style is completely, I would call it as Priya style. It's more of friendliness, and it might be different from the other counterparts, but the skills or the uniqueness, which I could call it as, I'm approachable, and I'm willing to learn and always willing to take new initiatives, and I would love to empower the team. So these are the things I feel are the key skills which I have it in my leadership.
That's an interesting point that you bring out, which is empowering the team. So as a leader, can you give us examples, or can you talk through how you empower your team?
Empowering is generally like people would love to do the front-ending part, and I'm happy to take the back seat. But we cannot just leave the team to just go on and then take the job without giving the proper guidance. So there will be proper guidance, and there will be proper backups, like when the team does the good job, yes, kudos to you. When the team is not doing the job and there is a need for us to go and handle the escalation, come forward and do the support. That is the kind of empowerment. So people are so happy to move forward along. As a team, we are doing this, is what I would say.
It's a great point you bring out. So we move forward as a team.
Yeah.
And in empowering them, you are empowered as well.
Of course, yes.
It's a great one. While we're talking about leadership, the next question I have for you is, have you drawn professional inspiration from other women? And could you also talk to us about someone who's inspired you, or some others who may have inspired you to be the leader you are today?
To be candid, I don't have any inspiration on any global leaders as such, but I have a great respect for them. I follow them through LinkedIn, for any magazines or any forum in which we can connect. I always call myself a Swayambhu, which is called self-made person, and I'm proud to be called like that. Having said that, I love to see the common people, especially the women, who starts their life early in the morning and works till late in the evening, and still they'll be so happy to see their customers and then receive the customers. Same way they'll reach out to their family members, and they will show always the smiling face to their people. So this is the quality everybody should have it, and every company would love to have it in their workforce. And the same is being practiced by me, and I am trying to inculcate the same in my team too.
That is very refreshing to hear, Priya, because a common person has so many things that we can learn from, because they're tirelessly working from the break of dawn till midnight, and they get up and do this again and again. So it's a lot to learn and get inspired from. So I hope our listeners take that away as well. It's not just that great leaders that you need to be inspired from. It's just could be the common person who can, inspire you as well. Well, leads me to the next question. Very interesting one. So let's focus on you. So what kind of benefits have you got from your leadership? What have you learned from it?
Okay.
If you can shed some light on that.
Okay. You mean monetary benefits?
Definitely, that too.
Of course, there are a lot, but I focus on more than benefits. I would say there are a lot of learning, but the three key elements which I would like to emphasize here are the empathy, temperament, and resilience. So when it comes to empathy, maybe during my 20s or 25 years of age, I would see I never seen the other person's view. I always focus on me. And so, but over the period, I know, okay, what is happening. I have to see what is happening in the other side of the table, and I have to listen and then work on. The same thing on the temperament too. So of course, when we are handling multiple things, team, projects, and then we have to handle the conflict management and every other thing, temperament is very important. And being a resilient, when we say, that is important for anybody in the life too. So these are the three things which makes me as a better person, is what I would say.
It's a very interesting thought, because one of our earlier episodes as well, we talked a lot about listening, and I think through your empathy we come back to the same thing. Being a leader means listening more than just talking. I hope the monetary benefits were great as well, right? So moving on to the next question that I have for you. What kind of advice would you give the next generation of female leaders? You are a self-made leader, so I'd like to hear your perspective on, what you'd like to impart to them.
Do you think that nowadays people will listen to advices?
You'd be surprised, because a lot of them will never give away their listening to you. But we hope that something sticks somewhere, and down the lane, a few years from now, they're able to, oh, I heard Priya say this. That's what I want to do. So.
Yes, but I would like to share few highlights or the tips for the younger generation or the next generation who will lead. It's more about be determined on what they are doing. And as Dr. Kavi said, think win-win. When a person goes and get on a relationship or work in a company or work with a customer, if the mindset is on win-win, then nothing can go wrong. So think win-win. And lastly, it's again, I'm taking back that empathy. Empathy is the very good, I would say, it's a tool which you can hold it tightly. So wherever you are, if you are having that empathy in place, you can do wonders, is what I would say. And if you allow me, I would like to say something more here for
Please.
All the women in the world. Live for yourself, and live for yourself.
So it's a fabulous statement, because think win-win. It just changes your mindset. It's all about positivity. Even in a negative situation, if you think through that, I guess you can find something positive about nothing, from nothing. I'd also like the last statement that you made, which is live for yourself, right? Think for yourself and live for yourself. Put yourself the center of everything. And for our listeners too, everybody has a family, everybody has a profession, everybody has a lot of things. So take time out for yourself, and make yourself a priority, even if it's for 5 minutes, but make yourself a priority. That was a great insight into positivity and think win-win. But we all know that life always throws us curveballs in the form of negativity and failures. So what would you tell women, or how do you expect women to handle negativity and failures?
It is not at all easy to handle negativity and failure. No one can deny that. When it comes to the situation of negativity and failure, I will just tell what I do. I just observe my thoughts, like whether is it positive or negative, and if I know that it is a negative thought, yes, I accept it first. And then I would like to move from the place and then go for a walk. I would love to listen to the music and then think through the kind of mistakes or the things, how I could have done it better. And definitely I'll put a plan for it so that I don't fail again. So I'll have a proper plan in place which will ensure that I'll have the confidence to handle the next situation. So that's the way I do it.
It's a great simple approach to a very complex problem, and I guess simplifying it is the best way to handle that.
Yeah, that is the key I'm following. Keep it simple in life so it's easy to move on.
So moving on from your simple approach of handling negativity and failure, what kind of advice or encouragement would you give women to not give up?
Okay.
Because it's very easy to give up.
Yes, yes. So I would say dream big. So I think I have to expand my hands. Dream big. So you have to set the goals for the dream. And I would request literally the women to relook at the goals in a periodical manner, saying that, am I working towards the goal? Is it still valid? Do I need to reset the goal? So likewise, you have to work on your goal. If you need to achieve the goal, you should have certain mindset. So have positive mindset in place and be confident, and definitely you have to believe yourself and be ready to fight for your rights. And definitely you should not how would I put it? Definitely self-respect is very important for women, and they should not give up that particular element at any point of time, is what I would suggest.
I think that's a great note of encouragement. And for all you young ladies out there listening to this, I hope you're paying attention, because one great thing I think a couple of great things Priya said, but one great thing is dream big, because unless you dream big, you're never going to even get as far as a star. So the other really important thing is the self-respect, because the minute you lose self-respect, then you don't know who you are. So dream big and work hard to keep your self-respect. So as we have been talking through positivity, negativity, encouragements, and failures, my last question for you today is, how have you, or how has your courage and resiliency grown over the course of your career?
Yeah. The company exposed me to a lot of projects, I would say. When it comes to a lot of projects, then it is a lot of industries, a lot of people first, and then of course different policies and so on. So here the exposure is more on domain, technology, and also the people management. When we handle multiple things in parallel and successfully complete one thing, definitely that gives you a lot of confidence, because first implementation is a learning, second implementation is a learning, 100th implementation is also a learning. So it keeps adding and adding and adding. Finally it gives a very good quality of confidence, is what I would say. And resilience is always, maybe for me it is through the life journey. Many things have been exposed and experienced. So the resilience is there from my life journey, is what I would put it.
That's a fantastic one, because exposure, it's a learning at every step of the way and every step of the exposure that you have, but every exposure teaches you something new, and you build on that, and so you build your confidence as well as your resiliency that comes from there. So thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, and for our viewers out there, I hope you took away, think win-win, work through your negative spaces, keep your confidence, and always keep your head up. Until the next episode, thank you so much, Priya, and goodbye.
Thank you.